us were working a bar with a rocker box. They were Mike Brown, a genial proprietor of the Adelphi Saloon in Victoria, Jim Costello, now living somewhere in California, Kansas Johnny Metz, and Murray Collins, both of whom are deceased, and myself. We had not long been working a bar, and our rocker was of the rudest variety, but we had already $1,000 or $1,200 in gold cashed in the pan under the cabin. We knew Old King Christmas was soon coming, but we didn't have the luxury of a calendar. We kept a rough sort of diary, but no one would vouch for its accuracy. However, Fred Black, a storekeeper at the forts, had a calendar, and he set us straight. We'd only a few friends back then. These were Johnny Peoples, the blacksmith, Fred Black, the storekeeper, Tom Barry and his son-in-law, Sam Adler, who kept a small saloon, and Sam Abbott, who ran what he pleased to call a restaurant. So our Christmas dinner party was under a dozen people all told. We dined at Abbott's restaurant. It was a small one-room wooden shack. The furniture was all homemade and so constructed as to give one the idea that it was quite hurriedly finished, or that the carpenter knew very little about carpentry. In the center of the room was a six-legged table constructed of whipsaw pine, with forms to match. The culinary utensils were few and far between, but a roaring fire blazed in the hearth that made us all feel happy. We all had somehow to lend a hand in the preparation of the feast, yet there was not too much to be done. Boiled pork and beans was our usual fare, 3 meals a day. But on that occasion, we were being treated to real beef. That morning, we had used an axe to chop the needed meat from the very solidly frozen side of beef. So solidly was it frozen that we could scarcely tell whether we were working through bone or through the flesh. The feast started with a serving of plum duff, without the plums. It was plain duff. That's what it was. Next came the beef that had been boiled and then fried. Next came pancakes, or slapjacks as we called them back then. We even had sugar syrup, but alas, butter was not to be had. We also had tea or coffee, as well as whiskey, hot, or whiskey cold. Now, it may be noted, however, that on this particular occasion, neither the tea nor the coffee was in great demand. The chairman of the evening was Mike Brown, who proposed various toasts. Brown was seated on an empty biscuit box atop a nail keg, so he was above all the rest of us. There was a toast to Queen Victoria, followed by a toast to the American president, followed by many other toasts. I've spent many a Christmas day in the Cariboo since 1860. But that year took the cake, even though there was no cake to take. May God bless you all. Thank you.